Hey everyone, good evening, welcome. If you're here for the first time, I'm Theresa. This, of course, is Seeds of Faith. And you guys, I am so glad to be back. And I'm excited about this study that we're about to venture into. Now, I'm going to use this evening for the sake of time as an introduction to the study that we are going to embark upon from tomorrow until the end of the month. We're going to be talking about God's promise of restoration. God's promise of restoration, really? Well, why? Because he does promise restoration. It is real, it is in his heart for us today to experience restoration. But what I found throughout my years of working with people is that people struggle in understanding how that is so. So, for that reason, I have decided to compile a group of scriptures into a study that is going to take us into the depth of understanding that we need to embrace so that we can clearly establish our faith, right? In confidence in the Lord as we wait on him. And that's an important thing. So, waiting on him is one of the things we're going to cover in the study, how we wait on him, the correct way to wait, because there is a correct way to wait. I mean, we're not just going to wait on the Lord and then every 5 minutes look at the clock. No, 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 no. We don't need to do that because we are waiting in faith, right? Our faith is based on our confidence in God. So we're going to talk about that. We'll also be talking about God's promises. What are they? Are they all meant for us to embrace today? We'll be talking about restoration, the core of restoration. What is it? Is it for us to embrace today? Will God truly restore those things we want him to restore? And then last but not least, something that so many today are struggling with: when God isn't answering my prayers. Is it that God isn't answering our prayers, or is it that we don't expect him to answer our prayer? Is it that he's too busy, or he's not hearing because we're not perfect? I mean, what is going on? So we're going to take the time to digest all of these points in this study. I hope this introduction inspires you to come back and join me tomorrow for that video. It will upload. I'm not sure when it's going to upload, but definitely before the end of the day. Probably toward the evening around 5 o'clock you can look for it, okay? Until then, enjoy your evening, and I look forward to our study time together. I'll see you tomorrow in that video. Thanks again for joining me. Have a wonderful night. Bye, y'all.